aban de chese yibenya bi ama nkrofo ya wo assurance na ba ebinom mo susu se ehun ni nsema wodo bebre yɛhwɛ no nafe yɛhwɛ Ebola nso ɛno nso ayi ne ti sense Ebola no de ti ama na ehun sɛ Ebola no ɛyɛ Africa yare ɛnyama no yare sɛ de yɛnim no nti yɛde no so ɛbɛka yɛbenya ho kwan so ne Dr. Augustine Segu so de nkɔmɔ kakra na yɛhwɛ de ɔmbɛka ɛde afɔ nti mi nhyɛ sɛ mfamfiri Dr. Dixon Adomako Kisi so wada Roma bibia be duro nie ne sɛ aban sɛ vaccine about 20 million population and a vaccine no yɛhwɛ kwan sɛ yɛde bɛbɔ wo hwɛ ho boya ya yɛ nyinaa ne bibia be duro a arehyimu wɔ hɔ gidie wɔ hɔ ahokeka bi wɔ hɔ
yo didi ka yɛnkyɛ wetiefo ne ɔmo ɛhwɛ yɛn wodwumadie deɛ wa ni makwetire abrochifo hwɛ Ghana for so hwɛ babrewa so wɔ price so hwɛ nti na yɛ a great mechia ajanso tumfo so titru me chairman Albert Sam and me executives COVID-19 in fact da yenim say ebetumi abeha yen te say na abeha yen ye ka businesses are say ye ka airline industry ni dey say dey obroni beka it has put it on its knees I just say egu indwuma pii okono so enda form okono ano ye din na yina ye wo ebiye ewo mu me kasa na me ka a doctor for a eboa me kasa na me ka a police force a eboa me kasa na media houses so ejuma omoye efa derubo ho na yaye bia be simpempen so anyame acheyen vaccine a ebeboa na eneno na program ho a information ministry edit tuja invite Ghana Health Services so emombe kasaye na enyema metie no ebi eye yakakra ene sen empepi no sisi ani agibibi edi esan se yehu se bronyi bi ka yehu se iframano ne na omo ka ebi se vaccine ye de bekum ebi before ene ensempi but eneno obunya adagye cheche mu ma minya ntiase kra more say ye kan ye kai kra no ye nuano magana fo a ewa brochire omo research work ka ho bi na vaccine no abetodwa ohwa omo ye no India enso research no so bi ko so UK ebi so ko so America ebi so ko so China enti enye eduro a ebusua baako a ye mfansa abrofo pe na ayese eduro na nyame na ya dumpo na production no abantem because empempi no ohwe yarere to say polio edi yenya cheye ansana ne ho eduro eba yare bibi to say whooping cough edi yenya echeye na this time round no technology aboa ama iterations ana nyema yeso mo ye akontem ama ene yenya bibia ebetumi de aboy ho ban no kra nyame nim ene almost UK almost ase no omo rates no eba form baby pee so ase no omo rates no eba form enti amame nkranhye ene arehye se ampa vaccine no ebeboa yeko a eda yenim na kakra me de be bata ho no so no se de ma vaccination eho won faso ne se ekrokro wo immune system no na wehu kwan a obeko yare no enti eye mechanism bi a eboa yen ema enye se unsa brofo se omunya malaria first time I hear that the omoko because body no enye used to malaria yes tete ho no se omu wusa p but ya yenya baako ne yenya mienu ne yenya miensa enti vaccine no ye de ball na ebe dada onipadua na te se na wonya yare ne bi na nipadua na so intem so no eno a pekwan a ebe ko yare no enti ma wo better prepared se empo wonya yare na se na obetumi akon etia enti eno ne nimdia etai vaccine echi ene no ne bo na eden esan se o ye edro ana edro ye no emu nsem dɔɔso emu ka dɔɔso research kom nimdiefo sika betoto niema dia trya dɔɔso ɛna ɔhɛ yare su po a intade a ɔbɛhyɛ dia yare no research mpo nda fam ye hanom PPs use enye no bi ne de core research mu o core research mu dia
so do different one cry
chese ura dose be se 10 mu ansa no akowura research room ho ya memfa ye KUSD research yi ekra NC onu saying me sure say nyankopon boy na nkonya more gadgets anka eboard ho ban a anka oni en ewo ha enti se be ka de a one meni agi say enne no ye di vaccination ho nkomo granted say African countries mum de akeche abruche de pina eguso amowo baby essence no a eto akwan mu enyenti no omse no na e slow me down but oma wo pi na pi na so agya tumu wo ho omo wo because obehu say ebo mo ho ban which is good na mesre obi anyi free ni tim say bibia e dey ba bekum e before
doctor I don't know na me ba so wo say me akọ before you so achinta change na me pe ade bi am de beto social media say vaccine no but adro na pese bi hu ni din na o say vaccine no not for US UK and European Union for Africa and for Africa no so no omo bobo African countries Ghana ye ka ho bie North African countries no obia enka ho ntina adro no America fo nyusu UK fo nyusu Europe amani nyina nyusu and Africa ne yatwetwere din bi na Ghana ye ka ho and North Africa for enka na msi na wo su de free and social media doc no so
yo se metwa adwensi bibi so a abai enya donations bi a utun so mtro not for resale and are not for sale during negotiations then she wo ho no edro na nkasa de the same thing ne mum se na enkopie baby because kai hu se ye wo ehanti no ebo no om de aba form kakra chain esro ho enti omu ye distribution for easier way of distributing say o ka so we be kokumase enko tatale we be ko ebia aha enti content no of the medication they are the same na mun kai hu say excuse me to say abrofo e wo krom ha eba omo so wo omo nka say for Africa nti omo wo edro no has no colors edro no nim NDC and nim MPP edro no nim fachemio so yes remuni and now ya kani enim it is good for all of us and no more try we be before so amanone nti ya ebe yensomu na eba be boyen se na polio ene yina wo polio ye sha asese wo polio panie emumsem de bi kan ye na ya na am say ade ne ya empempi no na ye kan sempi efa ho but mesre vaccine be boyen
pa na ayi na me famra wunua so doctor honorable Timothy wo e by de ma ebinumu ewo adwen bi of vaccine no say yese amonone sikafo bi aka se nipa dɔɔso wi ase dodo enti nipa na dɔɔso no enti na se ye ne kum ebinum na ba ko bi kwa de ban na ese de awo mo court na UK na broni ne to ne bisa se no so asema sise ye ni se ya Africa se wipe about 30 billion ena no sa
voice over
enti sane man na social media no ye ade ho so de free ba ena obi so na e ka so obi na ka free wo no ye yam hyehyɛ na nya no ano
no ano me nua Jana me so memfa kwanya yenso nchia Dr. Aduma Kubefi. Kisi. Say me anana share since elections now we intimate man congratulations. Na me ba be congratulate was starting to con me we chiro so on my fan to kan bra. No obi antie no ma say.
No na yen to
no.
Na ye
but then person me congratulate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, na me no share our other platforms so.
Thank you.
And Rampono, me bisa na semansa na me nim say we share so congratulations my brother. COVID no doctor can't say any baby, but you see we share summary now me buy and I say average daily per day they be average is between 500 to 700 infections. Then you look at the active cases increasing. All regions have active cases now. Start here na nyesa o
nebi obi
krom se nebi mpo ni hoda Sandema or Bulsa district. Then generally Upper East nebi mpo ni ho krampo. Ukwa Upper West the northern they were mile, you understand. I think even the whole period yentima anya more than 1 2 3 or so. The numbers are increasing. And I wish so are danger no school kwara na mko no say teacher for no mo kira there. Sometimes I call to ask them governments over PPEs and other things to everyone now they are fighting COVID no. So any money nyina no they must supply the schools and so on and supply people. I am a tanker saying before the COVID vaccine is ebano. Enyamba you as we are talking this night we don't even have one vial in this country. It's yet to come. I think there's a time period for it to come. But we must protect ourselves and government must also be forthright in this provision of this logistics. Because one, once a COVID nisika ya geochroma nyesika kumao, I've been saying and Allah said it, we've collected over 17 billion to fight the COVID case. Sikana ko si saying, your host is here and were we able to acquire enough PPEs? And I can be say the first time now COVID no and devastated Ghana no. It is by the grace of God because but MPP don't back no mind to say there we have some super policies to prevent it. No. Doc knows that all over the world, no, what they were using initially was washing of your hands and sanitizers, wearing of nose mask, distance, and these were the policies we call implemented here. We had no vaccine at the time, yet it didn't spread. And Satam now man like advanced
border control.
What?
Border control.
Border control. All those things were things that they necessarily do not prevent the spread. Now that the spread has come, we are all panicking. And it's even in this mutated nature, no, it is a different vaccine or it is a different virus altogether. And what they say the about first. I know they say the about first, no. It's a serious matter, and I feel that government is all pumping much more resources into preventing this before the vaccine even come. No, and just as time the vaccine no, as we talk this night, most of the health workers. I'm saying in Volta region also they were reporting that most of the nurses and health frontline workers they are being infected so much. So woman no boy home buy. Let's say the idea is affecting them. Then who are we?
Who understand?
Who are we? It's all of us. You understand? So I think the issue of COVID-19, I have some idea, and I am a Katembia. It is not the we must take the issue into our own hands to ensure that we prevent it. Government will put up the policy and Nayaka says, yeah, say a finance minister, so you know, US. So it is a virus. I expect that government should do more. She say about the test more airport. We will read a summary way now. I want to say the cases at the airport is declining. But our issue there has also been the fact that what kind Frontier Health Services are there almost 1 year or more, including taking on the man and now Casano. 5 ministers who have appeared before the Parliamentary Appointment Committee. Including the minister and upon yes, Kojo upon Bisa and also ABR transport minister no be nimu.
Oh.
No, yes, yesterday he said it at the vetting committee.
Because ABR already if be by main way because it is being perpetuated so much. But my main car same way. Airport company, no.
Yeah.
Is a private entity.
Yes, that is not an issue.
That's
what
okay, okay,
it's not, if it is because it is even private, our eye must go there. We must know the procurement process. Mo foreign minister also
foreign minister government procurement system.
National security also aviation minister procurement, even the procurement minister, no, yeah, Honorable Adjua all of them have denied knowledge of it. We do not even know. Now, if it were even a government institution and handling power, let's say even there are change, we know that that is our own institution and the resources must go to build it. Dog, you know, you're a scientist, and you know that Noguchi would have wished to get the income that they are getting to retool and have much more sophisticated equipment.
That was a collaboration, as far as I'm understanding.
But you know, even as we talk to this night, we do not even know the head and tail of it. We're waiting for the transport minister to come, as Kojo Nkrumah has told us, to know exactly what happened there. So no, the issue of the virus is serious. It is very serious. We are not going to play politics with it, but we would also hold the government responsible because the government is in charge.
I agree with you.
But we won't play, but they are in charge. So once we are there in charge, Anna, you seek a seminar, will be beer managed. We must hold the Minister of Health and so must. When there's war, I am now in Tokowa, we mobilize everything. It's like a biological war. What is happening is like a biological warfare. So you mobilize both human, both material, both financial resources to fight that. And, you know, I think that we will fight it with government. We will send information, but government is the one that is leading, and we need candid explanations from the government. About how are we going to get the education? I'm saying, look, the district assemblies and the unit committee must begin to take up the education of the COVID issues and educate the people. It's a warfare. We're in a warfare.
You can't say finkran.
Maybe in Nisanma, maybe in
say no. You South Africa there. Bra you COVID be Yakopon e die ho fofi pa sanka yes abrochire fu yankasama ba se de ye abrochire
yes
na yenya ne tia so se oba Africa yen so ye dia ye hu pa Ebola Ebola na se no so eyama ne homene so yi ama Ghana Health Service for kra de kokobo aba se Ghana fu yenya hwe yi symptoms ahodo bi a yebehu wo ye ho no and ten yen ko hospital enti no wo hwe COVID symptoms ko hospital Ebola nso de no ene Ebola symptoms no bi ene COVID de no ya ye pe Ebola de no ye different from COVID de no nti amase se ne yadwene mu aye ye hu de enye hu nti be se betumi nya Dr. Augustine Segu ahoma no so a o chief biomedical scientist we call Ghana Infectious Disease Center lab ho no on head oda no and 2014 wobra Ebola bae no Ebola bae no ono so na edi team ani free Ghana ha e call amai hodo na ye serious wo pa no enti ye hwe Ebola die so be doctor sima ba kupa bi na fi ye nko ne ahoma so ni nko ye ko ne sei ni
dedi kan precautionary measures are yedi ato for COVID no eno aso be boa ye aboye ho ban say you know the akoba no say we are say na ekono ye nsa hohoro ye mask ne hye nipa mutete no say de ese fa na
abeka da setena ho
because ye first precautions ne dia Ebola crapo eso ebe brase na Ebola na spread no different from COVID spread no and no ne ade kakra emma Ebola no tumika te se na COVID no etumika no na mesre se sei no ye drew mre bia se wo ho ayehye o fefe ne nyema ye nko pharmacy o se sei be ye drew ne de se okokese mu na ya ka cho se ye nhwehwemu no obetumi akofie ana se je se ye to ho ma ye nye try and error e wo fie ye besre eno ne ade ba ko a ebe boa yen na yetumi hu se intem so no de erto abranti na mami enye de enimi bi Ebola na ansane nkofo pi and these are some of the things I see hwe ewo ya sitire mu ewo Ghana ha na akwantu no so no yenhwe ne yenhwe ye ne ente so
tuku kwan komia hodo no
you know eno so be boy
okay
yeah
okay honorable so bra mu be sima ba ko na fi yenko amano so ye Dr. Segun nko ka kan Sam radio
time the Ebola buy no na wo CSM in the north
so
but your friend is saying COVID no but COVID no be to say that it covered the CSM
okay,
a bit
okay SARS the other one
and even the CSM you remember even now when the COVID started last year now CSM no so north but the issue of the was when it was too much that is what is happening to the Ebola now one was and also it has come through the back door
but me commend abrofo no krenya menim Ebola we dey omo a contem ako because they see what China and the no to say there and so dey be pija ombe kunu in term crowns
so Ebola is deadly your friend is saying COVID-19 is deadlier if the two when the INA was some if the powers are combined Captain Planet when the powers
also be a wind also be a fire be water unkabo man
it's me Ebola it's me
COVID na ebuko
so it is a serious medical challenge the government must lead the fight we must listen to the advice and then the sciences around Mokano then the Ebola no say ba mrebi that was the time President John Dramani Mahama into no e ba no say the tension by and ba no bet the country was like na nyina etna tante hooks Anna a by say I saw Kohon man and call, you know, it was that ding dong battle until he was bold enough to go. And after that time, I'm some establish the Ebola center animal.
And
so into we have to reactivate that center, know what is there and what is not there, in order to be better prepared. But the establishment of that center, it meant that Ghana was even much more prepared than any other country. So we have to begin to look at that center, what is there and what not to be there, so that we can begin to fight it from that angle.
And yanko amano so na ye need you di animu pa udi mu akotene pa sabre no Dr. Augustine Segu or ye chief biomedical scientist uko ye Ghana Infectious Disease Center ewo Gan East na omo lab no wono na o da no doc majo
Kobna
apom to say doctor
Jacobna phone with the na Jumana Dawson ampa doc so far mo kwabe Gan East ho no enwo testing no ekosan COVID-19 cases no ekofam ejina ho na se ekosoro okay Jacobna mamemfa akwenye we suna mintia we tie shop oni na ndanaji imobiaji now obisa no ne mumwa ye say ye center what the society quiet thing ija if you say make me can pempen say the see so we are pan see embombra Gan East pa dia and the ebeyere kaka
adantia dabre de ni ho
akwan wo ho nanso na pan say we are critical I pana wa obodu ni be hu ye say ya nsunko a ye de ye for mo ye critical no sam pan die Jacobna na menim ni bebreni wata even we are here for na ina gra bebreni wata akanta binya Ghana ha ndi ye huna mandimo
mo huna maniapa doc we dey for ni etwa go sesi e mama ye twe ya hwefo adwene de siso kakra Ebola yare ba ye no wo yo bia odi mu akoti ni pa kwa me ahodo a sra yare yi e ba ye ye nya ne te se Ebola na sansori bio sabra no ne te se de e ba yi no e hu sam te sen
Jacobna me fi se enche bia na me no be ya mpu wo wagro no so ewo we jumadi no so na yakkan bi na yakobo so say yenhwe ni yiye na me ka kire wo so si pi say afi enum bia no yare bi ni inti na ye wona twenyi mu se afie num ni o ina ebola no kodae na yenhwe nenim biem eno na meka ye Jacob na eba ya meka se Jacob na wubuo ni o bi se santa mayehu pa se ida na metumi aka twa so ne se yanhwe ni yi na se ekoye ebola any covid ebomudia and ye kono de ebeye kon epi se covid no etre bebre na so ebola no kum bebre sin covid epi se sunsuya pa eda ebola ni covid mu ni se covid no ewo nyafra ho mu pe ina etimiti na etimi ha adwen na covid ni de etimiti na organ bia mu
ebola no
jeta yan ebola no ja ebola ni de etimiti na yakwa no bia ebola etimiti ekra yankomwa no mbema yankomwa no ekra no ebola ni etimiti na mo pro bosoma miensa joma de nedi inti ebola ni de any covid combination ni de Jacob na mako ebola bebre mi ko Congo twice atana West Africa deba na this combination ni de na misre eja yame o kata so we ni say on manin parigana say ye benya this combination if you say mehu bi
efoni atwa go di ahwefo mo fanche kakra enye oboapayo na so du ba bi a esese yesekire yese ne yeka na mo hu de ekoso ankasa se na be oche na bi no bibi ba ebi ho ka betuma fa so na yesi an we aman hodo a ebola course wo ho dedende no mo fa mu nipa ewu won se nipa ewu da monten and the titisa doctor Sego se de ne yenye se omanfo aban de kokobo aba na de ne yesese ye se ye amanfo ye ti omanimu na covid ye nim covid symptoms ahodo na de beden na yatumi abo ho ban so afiri ye ebola yinso na amabe kan ya nhye
yo je program da wano ase ni aye betumi aye ni se ye pema ye isise na abandi atu onu ye peshe mukina ye be memu aye tin epise se pano ebola dia ende ni aye hye wanyano no e wo se de bia aye hye ni aye wo yensa e wo se ntitimu no epise ebola ni tie obi ehu mfifire kura no ye ka se emre ye minor but se wo hu koti na se obi ni mfifire eba e ka wo a ebetimi ama wa yare eni titimu ni de e wo se ye titimu ankasa ye ti asese sa eyi ko ni ade no se ebola nso de obi wu na se owo ebola ni bia emune de hona nkasa no eno ankasa ye very dangerous esne bia eninti yen eyiyo obi beka se o yamfa nto mpamu na nkofo nkotwa ne ho nhia obi kura di susa na akwa fam emunu ede ho no sa ni omani na di Jacob na mumenjai na yen hye mukina se yeba katanya no yeba katanya ni yeba kokko yensa de bia mbibia wodo second bi wodi to ope e wo se wo wonsa na yen titimu no yen hye mukina party ni na de Jacob na me hu se edisa combination ni badia and we say enjoy kura sana meka
me da se doctor ebeda se we de abere ni nti ye do besia na ye nim se enche bia no se de aba ogini no ya de amon so ba kokoboa yakopon ka mo no fa mo nkos fa mo mra juju so nim de ambenya bia na mo so de aba beboa ye nim se ye de yakopon do benya de bi beba ha nti ebeda osipi na nadwi
me da se
do opinion ni ka say ye Dr. Augustine Sego, Chief Biomedical Scientist and ono na oye head Ghana Infectious Disease Center lab na ho no wona epani awoda no ebola ibaye no wahu the rate at which you kum nipa na nya asam ketewa kra eno no nti say won se na krofo wuda mountain so no sa na net ye e kan wo to team eno ano no kọ nti na ya de ehu pa nti doc we are medical person you know eden ye betumi aye as we speak e wo mu se ye nya huni unfortunately for me kra bra Ebola e ban no sa me kan ye so mama me call aflawo up to Northern Volta na dia me ko hu ye no na ya bre ni tian ne ko visuals one ke betumi yi pa dia support ama ye hu emi ahodo a betumi ko sa time no eden nesese ye
yo first thing na me gidi so say ye immigration for ya we
papa
it drew sad time here see sign training on border protection and we na biological border protection enti asem ko nipa eduba ba ko hu say fifre tino the ni so ye ne nyeme bi so we careful kwan bia so no you have to take extra precaution for one kasa ho as an immigration officer na face no holding point I wo ho no mo be holding no na ma frɛ team a say be hwɛ ascertain say ampa obi anoni bi nti e be srɛ mo sa time ni de emba ha no say so ano kra nsa na room
doc hwɛ me ya say ye nya bre enyi visuals e magana fo nhwɛ bebia no immigration fo bi wo e wo Ghana ha 2014 say eye pata bi ase no mote ayi jack na fokro nkura bi ana ehoni a na Togo sunie yesi apan so na de ba na bibie kwa ye no omowi apan pa enti won antia no akroso akọ say eben boda nya so poro say obi atumi koba se de opibia minim se bi omotu ehu bibia but metumi aka esu dia se nya de omaye ho hwe se de te no sa na te enti de ne sese ye kan nyina no obi nim da yare beba
yes ejuma ni Ghana ha ba ejuma Ghana enti in a way no sana say akwa biological war yi na ehia say ye peja ye immigration service mu ehia say ye peja ye health services mu na the America ko sine say budget a ye de ato ho for sign ye man say ye peja mu na ye to be fine kofo pi ni training kofo pi and then no de bia na me twa adwen si amanone nurses for a rate akosro abuche omo pese connection akosro pa because of yare no aba enti e be stress say no health aba it is a defense say meka de me patch na say ne fa defense as priority e wo ye man mu no say e say fa health sa so how ya we say defense for nya aketua kransa na obi enya aketua say na akoba no say ye biological war na de na mesre yenye very careful ni peja ye health dim na border foi bebia okohu nkofo bi enupe no yemfa bi nkoka ho na yemma omo health team so a e ka omo ho because they say na nye just immigration o immigration and health deeply connected omo ye mistake may remu ayaboka one person out the beba o hwe nurse ya owu ya nipa base 15 anya ye pe no apeja wo ho yi na a time bomb just one individual make Nigeria dey say one person pen a room Nigeria ekunya problem e ma omo doctor kese hwede nkwa nti e besre se na ekeka kono it is important hu hia pa se yemma Ebola so embeka ho o se SARS and Ebola combination there na Kwame Nkrumah kan the battle has finally what ended.
Ne kono be din papa me da say honorable Timothy we dey so dey wuni aka no ye bend den sense wo em say wo kra da wo ben border kakra ti wunu say dey border system no say dey CTF
eja ato obi dia na opede it mun pension si mu ho
sa obetumi akroso say dey aka kwanti wo koso ko Togo no akroso obi ko didi organ no akoda Togo obi ko Togo no be di oboda Ghana ben pa
can use a motorbike and cross
enti dey na ogidi say ye doctor can say me say ye ma ya adwene enko health no so ye ma ya adwene ko migration so migration dey betu aka say security agencies no one year omo ye mobo pa immigration meka ne sa esan say wo musa adwuma na esom ya no so so nso no nti omo kwese ba bi a am ya next time be yi visuals no na ya hwe bibia migration for ye adwuma
awɔ ma aduane ne nneɛma
yeah nti ye be den
menua you see it's not just immigration I bet than a national security matter so the whole security architecture and apparatus must be mobilized. We shall man on any other area. The normal have what they call the reserve brigade. And even your health workers are more called retirement. But because of more data system, they can always call or fall on them when there's an emergency like this and recall all of them back to the field to work to support where Oma start here or more. So it's an issue of how strategic as a country, how are we going to look at our health sector? How are we going to provide the necessary equipment, the necessary logistic, mobilizing the vehicles and stuff? What can I say? Now, COVID, no, a lot of pickups. How much COVID-19 pickup for NCC? We must mobilize all this. Where are the pickups? Where are all those logistics that we had at the time? Say COVID, no, they seems not to be in the system. We have to recall them wherever they are and mobilize and go like the border areas are Okano. In my area, Upper East in particular is a border area. Upper West a border area. Some areas in the South. We must start from that place to ensure that we monitor so that the people moving up and down, they are monitor more. The contact tracing, because it's also going to be contact tracing. Because all the Ebola and the bar, maybe a day now we chemuno, and yes, serious. One say, maybe within 5 days now you see. Then they will look at the traces from where you came in and begin to trace. M said it was on Thursday. M said Daily Graphic also published about the father Ghana Medical Association. They even complained that as at now, beds for emergency cases of ordinary emergencies in Nihompo Krampo. And videos with some of your sister stations. A month for binumanya COVID no, even in the hospitals, and they are mingling with other patients and the staff and so on. When you know near me, I said, if you are isolating them, we shall isolate them. Just like Ebola, and isolate too for Ebola purposes. Let's isolate you. Let us not also forget about a hot season. And when the hot season is going to come with CSM from the north. So it's a whole fight. My said we already have older diseases and other things that are happening. How are we going to handle that? Handle emergency ones, I will say. So I think that the health sector will have to be very busy. The security sector too has to be busy. Resources are mobilized from even other sectors to fight this. Yes, because Joe Biden was even saying that, look, the economy and then what is happening today, it will take the U.S. economy up to the December of this month. And last I told you, the U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice was saying, this pandemic has pierced through our illusions of certainty and control. And that nature is telling us that we are not in control and that there's someone else who is in control. And even the U.S. alone, they've estimated that they are spending $7 trillion. $7 trillion. That's the CDC. And then WHO, World Health Organization, who would have thought that the bigger cities of the world would have grounded to a halt just because of a small microbe. And that what is teaching us is humility. It's humility more beyond quite now. So the days on the day, me a King Kong. King Kong, me Adumako Befina. You come on there, no, see ability the Bessia. The Bessia na yasemi here, Nibrisem papa. Asoma ye can waheno, Nibrisem. Messi Ebola no. Muhu kakra, yi kakra chiremu. Ema muhu say, Nibris. I can't wa. I no ntisa. COVID here no oye ona ye say the odon ball life no Ebola no ntisa oni oba ne memem oba na hoden so pan no sen pan no sen na no so sign tem oni funu da no kra no yare kase e kra nkasa enti say ye nya hu say pose ka wona ka be de wo mo me yankai apomude hu nsam ye benya hoda baka bet next week o kaze bi kire no enti ye bet ne be share fridge mu na fe next week e ba ya kan waso na mo no serious note no mo ma fa COVID ni agro
ɛyɛ ne brisa mo me mo heba san sɛ wonnim sɛ ebia yenim as we speak sɛ Ebola ne nim sɛ bi nya mai da mo yenim sɛ bi abosi bi ma yenim enti wo bɔ ho ban ya so wonya me abɛyɛ me ɛne madam ho so ɛna nam mentra wadwuma biribia medin de Kwabena meda honorable Dr. Dixon Adomako Kisi ase anya tuotuom na hyebedwani madana sepapa ana fe enkane bu sound of na hyebedwani honorable Timothy awontrem atabwade
boy Timothy
Timothy awontrem abwade enkane me hyebedwani so madana sepi medin de Kwabena me ne enu madon de kasebo no brem se medi kanka no yare ne oho bo ho ban na obo ho ban a obo wankasa na obuso nyina ho ban da mo nyina ase emma mo